5 minutes. So we'll be coming back into session from recess at 5 to 11. And our next item, Jay, you described to us yesterday a lot about the agent of record consideration, and just wanted to formalize your recommendation to us today.
Okay. I recommend we keep that function in-house, perform the duties of the agent of record in-house, see how it goes for a year on a trial basis.
Do you want to do it for a whole year?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I think we could commit to a year, yeah.
Should we have a
Because
check back time prior to then?
Yeah, you know, really for a trial, we got to go through a full year, because we'd have to go through the next year's renewal process, which we're just completing now. So probably April, right about budget time, would be good. Prior to the budget meeting.
Now, have we already, for next year's budget, that's approved but not adopted, have we already put, what was the dollar amount?
$18,275. So that's built into the budget.
And we all know what the agent of record is, but just for anybody watching on, can you just give the short synopsis?
Well, they just provide consultation regarding all of our coverages, make sure that all the schedules are maintained, seek quotes for different coverages. Mainly it's just understanding where the gaps in coverage are, what needs to be done about it.
For insurance.
Yeah, and then the renewal process is, you know, just quite a bit of work. We go through an extensive best practices review, and then review basically all the functions of the county every year, all the property, vehicles, mobile equipment, that kind of stuff. So really what we have right now is a contract with an agent. They're not getting paid commission. We're contracted with them for consultation.
And what you mentioned yesterday is that you have ample experience, and we know you're qualified. The only thing that we had a little concern about is just your workload.
Yeah. And I think we're just going to have to see how that goes, because I think, like I said yesterday, we're duplicating a lot of that effort, and so we'll find out how much of that is duplication.
So, Jay, is there any way, not today, but going forward, for you to be able to forward individually a list of the things that, you know, we should be aware of that you're now taking over, as far as, you know, overseeing from these lands, you know, these different properties, etc.
Yep.
So we can kind of have some questions or dialogue as we go along. Get us a little more engaged in it too.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So how long is our agreement now? When does it expire?
June 30th.
June 30th.
Yeah.
And is that general funded?
Yeah. Well, we break it out according to the actual costs of departments. So if you see outside funds paying toward the liability insurance, that's their portion of that.
Do we have a figure on the actual general fund?
Not right now. I think it's in the little over 10 range.
We'll need to know that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I know we had a lot of discussion yesterday. I'm still the one commissioner that's not as on board as everybody else. I just looking through the 3 RFP or proposals that came through and looking at their public sector accounts and seeing how many they have, who they have in Lake County and everything, and I can't help but wonder why we would vary from what everybody else does, for one. The other thing is if they're representing so many Lake County, is there an opportunity to combine with another agency or you know, I'm looking at the one here, they have the town of Lakeview City pays the Lake County School District, pays Lake School District, ESD, hospital, on and on, several. Is there any ways to consolidate with another, by an intergovernmental agreement or anything, and get a better rate and have an agent of record?
We could always negotiate with agencies.
I hadn't had a chance to fully review these before yesterday's meeting, but looking through there and seeing, you know, it's.
Most of those are real small accounts. The school district is on a rotation basis. What they do is they just rotate that through the different agencies.
Well, the other one has, which we have right now, Lake County, Klamath County, City of Klamath Falls, City of Lynn, Nanda, Klamath Community College, North Lake School, Central Oregon Government Council. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm sure some of those are small accounts or whatever, but gosh, maybe there's efficiency that our whole community is not looking at if we use the numbers that are quoted to us and you start adding those up. It's pretty lucrative to be in the insurance business.
it is.
So.
Yeah, both Propel and Great Basin have a lot of experience with public entities.
Well, what I keyed in on, Jay, in all this discussion, we've all talked about workload. And we don't want anything, you know, we don't want to go backwards because you or Nikki are overworked and we lose stuff in the shuffle. You know, I'm looking at this as an efficiency because we know hands-on what we have, so we make sure it's covered. And then to Commissioner Winter's point, economy of scale a lot of times works, but I'm looking at this as a great opportunity for some folks to sharpen their pencil. Because I don't think we necessarily, and I don't know, but I don't think we necessarily see a break if we went in combination with another entity. I think that this is going to be an awareness that we think it's too high. And you add to that the pass-through aspect that you discussed, that a lot of times we might not be aware of what the communication is between the agent and the underwriter, but here, and we have a need to know that. So here, instead of going to that agent, we're going directly to the underwriter, which is what we want to make sure is done anyway, and that we're aware of what those situations are as they come up. So Commissioner Winters is right, I don't know about in general, but I'm okay with it on a trial basis.
Well, I think in the spring we'll have real clear answers to all these questions, you know, and then, you know, I think you're right. If we do want to go out for a contract at that point, I would expect to have to see some savings there, some sharper pencils.
Waiting on.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any more discussion that anybody wanted to have.
No. What he explained yesterday, fulfilled my interest.
So I'm going to make a motion that we accept the recommendation from our Business Services Director, Jay Collins, on how we handle our agent insurance needs for this first year, for this coming year on a trial basis, to see how it works for us to keep it in-house.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We accept that motion. Discussion.
I think one of the biggest things that swayed me yesterday is that we don't always know what is the county agent of record and then the underwriters of the insurance.
Yeah.
It's a three-party, but we don't always know what is transpiring between the agent and the underwriter. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're getting accurate information back, but I think just having that conversation directly, there might be some real benefit to it.
Well, a couple of years ago, a couple could have been 5 years ago, I remember a discussion we had, and it seemed like it was late in the summer, prior to fair time, around that time. And you correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I got the information from you, Jay, that we discovered in our insurance world that our agent had missed some properties, and we didn't have insurance in different places, which is a huge deal, especially if it deals with something that we have a lot of exposure on.
Yep.
Was that?
It is true, it is accurate, and there's a couple more things we straightened out this year, so I think if we do all of that, I think there's less chance that things will slip through the cracks.
Okay. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye,
Neutral.
reservations.
Okay. Okey-doke. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
And on the chart, on the schedule for executive session, I don't know what just before you leave, I don't know what the wishes are gonna be for the other two board members relative to that. Any druthers when we get to executive session, because Jay will be coming back.
I told Charlie I thought we'd get to him before noon when he stepped out, but it's, Ken was here, you weren't here. I don't know what is your.
The only thing I told Charlie was just bring a lunch.
Okay.
He's ready when we call him,
Yeah, okay.
so if you want to go into that right away, we can.
Well, we'll go into it when we conclude the last couple of
And I'm
minutes.
flexible, I'm good now or after lunch, either one, whatever
Okay.
works for you guys.
If you both will indulge me, because Commissioner Kessner has been asking some questions relative to beginning fund balances, which is one of the notes I have on my desk to talk to you two about. So I'm somewhat adding this just to get us thinking, or if we've got ideas already. One of the things we talked about it when we did the approval of the budget was we recognized we weren't through, and we never are, but we really weren't through with a lot of items to be decided prior to our adoption date of the 21st. I don't know that we, and I don't know, Denise, I don't know if you were in here then, Jay, you were here. We wanted the budget committee to come back. They won't come back in the same capacity when we do have them back, but I guess I had a note, since we were scheduled to adopt on the 21st, unless we want to move that up a week or move that forward a week, that the 20th would be at our work session date, would be the day we do that. But leading up to those dates, we have some decisions to make. And I don't know when we intend as a board to meet and have those discussions.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah.
You're triggering some of my thinking I hadn't
Okay.
thought about. So we had 2 or 3 things. Do you remember what I know, economic development, video lottery, dollar was one.
OEM.
OEM,
And
open request,
open request.
was that.
I've got them written down on my desk.
Public health's budget. Public health.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's 4 or 5, and then we were gonna look at revenue, because we had the opportunity for some different revenue that wasn't built into the budget to come forward. Well, now we have perhaps 10,000 there, but we also have the tower lease payment. Yeah, we've got some work to do.
So what you're recommending is come back together, address the one that's on here at that time along with the others. Is that what I'm gathering?
Well,
We really need to
The full
identify,
picture.
yeah, the whole picture, what funding we have, and if there's a need to prioritize amongst those.
and what I would maybe recommend, because Ann is gone this week, is that when she gets back, collectively, we get with her individually, we make sure between her and Jay that we, because all that stuff was captured and some other things that came up, that we get those things as knowns, get them to all 3 of us, and then all 3 of us agree mutually on when we want to get, we'll probably just, I would think we'll just want to have a special session.
So we're focused.
So that's all we're dealing with. and we come out of that, even though the 20th, as I said, the budget committee, I think that's a good time to have them come back and just see where we got, and see if they concur. It's not a voting type thing, because their capacity has been met since we approved the budget, but then we're prepared for adoption on the 21st. And if we need another week, that's something else I talked to Ann about. We can move it out to the 28th for adoption if we feel the need, but I don't know what the advertising.
We have 2 hearings that we have to.
Right, we're having those on the 6th and 7th, one here, and one in Fort Rock, and one here.
Oh, I told the roadmaster that is the 21st in Fort Rock. Would you follow up and let him know, because of the road vacation is trying to hit the time frame, so we have that up there. Sorry about it.
No.
That triggered a thought. I was on the wrong page.
Yeah, we have those 2 hearings.
Which date are you out there in the summer?
Yes.
And yeah, we have the first hearing here on the 6th, and the second hearing up there on the 7th.
I was wrong on the date. I'm sorry to sidetrack you. So we need to have, when are you proposing for us to have a special session and work on?
Well, I think each of us individually are working with either our departments or just in general. I don't have a date, but probably, I don't know what our agenda looks like, and I just said solely for that purpose, and I don't know what everybody's schedule looks like on the 6th of June. But maybe after lunch on the 6th, if the agenda's not too full for that work session, that we
You're
could have.
pretty packed in the morning.
Okay.
You've got lots of company coming that morning.
What about the 7th?
So if we're in Fort Rock.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
I would just go 2 o'clock on the 6th at the morning.
we're gonna have to post it, and what's the last day we can post the budget?
Well, we're able to make adjustments at 10%.
Yeah.
On the revenue side, on the expense side, we can always go down, but we can only go up 10%.
Right.
Are any of these items in conflict with the 10%?
Don't know.
My recommendation today is going to be we wait until Monday when Ann gets back and we get those kind of questions answered.
I'm good with that.
Because I have the 30th and 31st open.
So do I.
Is that Labor Day?
Labor Day is 29th.
Okay.
Labor Day is in August, September.
Or Memorial Day.
I just caught it about the
Yeah,
time you did.
Memorial Day is the 29th.
Well, let's see, make sure we're in compliance with the budget law and budget rules when Ann gets here, and then her or Denise can pull us for a date that works.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting at, it'd be good to have all those items that are still in limbo somewhat discussed. And as Commissioner Sound said, we are inviting the full budget committee just for their awareness of what we're doing. And to me, it'd just be logical to have that before we present it on the 6th and 7th for hearings.
Yeah, that'd work. So we'll follow up with Ann
Sounds good to me.
on Monday.
But how's your calendar for 30, 31?
I think it's fine. It's in my office, but I think it's fine. That's a Monday, Tuesday?
There's not no
Or
bastard
Tuesday
that week
week.
for me.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
have to say
fine.
that before you guys.
My handy pocket size, self-issued iPhone calendar says those days are open for.
I suppose I actually could look at this one. But I think that's fine. Yep.
So the last item
Yep.
on today is tabled until we have that.
I think that's where the clarification will come, and where we'll know where we're at, what we can do.
Okay. Is everybody good?
I'm good with that.
Okay, any additional department updates, Denise?
The dust oil policy, Kevin is going to get back to us at another time. Thought we might have something today.
Yeah, he wasn't sure if it was like, did you have anything else? So, we're through. Is everybody ready to go into executive session at this time?
I am.
Okay. We'll go into executive session at about 16 after 11.
And can you state the general topic of the executive session?
Yes, it's the employee evaluation. It will be under 192.6602I.